trying to funnel it down to Phil Bros is exactly why everybody hates Phil Bros. Ruth Nuke, what's up, Trusty? How's it going, buddy?
What is up? Going well.
Mason, do you support Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
Ooh, that's not good.
Why? Why is it not good?
Because he's fundamentally anti-American. So if you hold American principles, you cannot support Donald Trump.
Well, you got a pretty messed up view of what American principles are then.
Do you think it's a messed up view of American principles to believe that due process, freedom of speech, democracy, those are like the American principles?
Somewhat. We don't have a democracy. We have a represented constitutional republic, but I get where you're going.
Do you want to define democracy for me?
Yeah, democracy is basically everybody gets a say in everything. So what happens is it gets diluted down to
Where did you get that definition?
the definition of democracy.
The definition of democracy is everybody has a say in everything?
Yeah, where pretty much everything is put to vote, where we don't have representatives like we have now, where everything goes to
I'm asking
election.
you, where did you get that definition?
That's how democracies work, my friend.
No, it's not.
And this is the problem with them, is when big population centers then overtake.
You're thinking of a direct democracy. Right. I don't know why all of the MAGA people fell for this talking point as if it wasn't disseminated in like 6th grade, right? Direct democracies are when everybody votes on everything. That's what you're talking about. But a system is democratic when the power is held by the people, right? So we live in a Republican form of government, right? We live in a representative democracy, right? Because we elect representatives, right? So that's a democratic system. It's a democracy.
Representative republic. They're two different things. We have representatives.
Correct.
You don't.
What do you do?
You don't get a.
What do the
You
people
don't
do
get
to
a
those representatives?
say. You don't get a say
What
when
do
a
the people
bill
do
comes
to
to
those
a floor. Your
representatives?
representative does.
You don't have a say? What do you do
No,
to
you don't
representatives?
have
How do
an
representatives
individ-
get in office?
You don't have an individual say on any bill or any
How do representatives
policy.
get in office? Yeah, because it's a direct democracy. It's not a direct democracy. That's what a direct democracy is. Right, but not all direct democracies are, or a direct democracy doesn't encompass literally every form of democratic system. Right?
We have a representative republic here based on a constitution.
Oh my God. Did you just pull the string on your back and say the same thing without listening to me?
No, I just know what I'm
talking about. A system is
about.
democratic when the power is held by the people, right? That's what a democratic system is, right? Not every democratic system is a direct democracy. That's why we have a term like direct democracy, because it describes something very specific.
Sure, you're just going to debate every single word? I mean, you said we have a democracy. I've proven you wrong.
Well, you're the one who wanted to be incredibly pedantic when I said democracy, and you're like, oh, actually, we live in a republic, right? Because you didn't pass 7th grade. But we do live in a democracy, despite the fact that you don't think so. If you didn't want to be pedantic, I don't know why you'd bring up that point.
I did go to our middle school
obvious.
Twice, but we've never met before, so I don't know how you know these things.
Just, it's very obvious by the way that you're talking. But if you
How
don't
many
want to be a
elections-
pedant, then don't engage in pedantic kind of conversations.
How many elections have you won?
How many elections have I won?
Yeah.
None.
Oh, well, I've won 2.
Wow, that's scary.
It's not.
Considering you don't know what kind of fucking government we have. That is incredibly scary.
We have a constitutional representative republic that's pretty 7th grade stuff, my friend.
Yeah. You would think that the definition of democracy would be too, but since I had to hold your hand through that, apparently not.
So, yeah,
just so we don't get confused, right? The definition of democracy is when the power is held by the people, right? When Donald Trump was taking illegal efforts to rob the say of the states in the 2020 election, that was obviously showing contempt for democracy, right?
No.
No. Okay. How not?
No, he was challenging wrongdoings that happened in 2020.
He was challenging wrongdoings that happened in 2020. So how is it challenging wrongdoings to tell the vice president to unilaterally throw out state certified election results?
Because the vice president has that power. I'm not saying he did that was correct.
What delegates the vice president that power?
The Constitution.
Okay, where in the Constitution does it say the vice president can reject electors?
I don't know. Somewhere in the Constitution.
Okay, it doesn't say that anywhere. And in fact, it's illegal, right? The Electoral Count Act specifically lays out a process by which you break Congress into 2 halves and they deliberate on whether or not the electors get objected to or get voted down or whatever. And then the vice president basically hammers the gavel, right? What John Eastman was asking to do was violate the Electoral Count Act so that Donald Trump could pressure the vice president to unilaterally do that without diverging onto Congress, which is illegal, right? And what he was saying in essence was that the vice president has the final say as to who won the election, which is fundamentally anti-democracy. Do you agree?
No.
Okay. How is it a democratic system to say that the vice president chooses the president?
Because we have an endless appeal system here.
And that makes it democratic how?
Right of the people, my friend. We're not a king state.
Okay,
you understand how appeals work, right?
How?
You can pretty much appeal all the way to the Supreme Court.
Okay, that makes it democratic how?
Well, I didn't. You're the one who says we have democracy. I never said that. We have a representative republic.
Where the people represent,
Mike Pence
people elect
would
representatives.
Be one of our
correct?
representatives.
Wait, hold on. When the people elect okay, so how is it the people electing representatives when the vice president is the one that's decertifying electors and choosing the winner?
He's not decertifying
the people electing representatives. No, that is what they were asking him to do. They were asking him to decertify the electors, yes.
Well, we have an electoral college system for elections, and the vice president has that power.
Which Donald Trump was asking the vice president to violate.
And
yes,
if
Donald
the vice
Trump was
president,
the vice president to violate the system by which we certify electors.
And if those electors had electoral college votes that were illegal and or not done by good means, then the vice president would have to step in.
Step in and unilaterally decertify their votes?
Absolutely.
So you are saying that the vice president can just essentially choose the winner of the election?
No, the people would.
Okay, how would the people do it if you're saying that the vice president can unilaterally decertify electoral college votes?
Well, first of all, the vice president is part of the people.
No, he's a person, right? That's not the people. When you say the people, you're referring to the general populace of the United States. You're not referring to one guy. Right,
he's
in that
part
case,
of the
dictatorship
people.
would be democratic because the head of the state is a person and he's a part of the people, so he can make unilateral decisions on behalf of the people. But dictatorships are not democracies.
Yeah, that's what happens with the executive branch or any branch. There's somebody that can make a decision. That's what happens in any
because they're elected, right? But there's checks on that power, right? So if the president just reinstated himself as the president, that surely would not be
but he didn't
within the
do
principles
that.
of the country, right?
He didn't do that.
Well, no, he tried to pressure the vice president to do it, right?
He did everything in his power, and it didn't work out, and Joe Biden became the president. He did some
things that were outside of his power, too. He did some things that were outside of his power, too, like pressuring the vice president to violate the electoral count. It says John Eastman, says his own lawyers.
Freedom of speech. He can say anything he wants to the vice president.
Correct.
Vice president would act on it or not.
You need to break the law, right? What he said to the vice president is, you need to break the law, right?
No.
Okay, he did not compel the vice president to violate the Electoral Count Act.
Do you have a quote where he says you need to break the law? I've never heard that.
Have you ever read the Eastman memo?
No.
No. Okay. Do you know anything about this plot?
Yeah, it happened a lot here in Wisconsin where I live, and the Democrats here were doing some pretty funny
Wisconsin
games.
Did go through that. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. And we fixed a lot of it. A lot of the games the Democrats were playing, and we closed a lot of loopholes and illegal shit that they were doing.
It's pretty crazy that you don't know that Donald Trump's own personal lawyer, who he would end up pardoning in this term, said that we by no means can allow the Electoral Count Act to operate on its own terms. What do you think that means?
I don't know. One guy's opinion is one guy's opinion. I just saw the funny games the Democrats were playing here in Wisconsin.
When he emailed Mike Pence's legal counsel, I implore you to consider a minor violation of the Electoral Count Act. What do you think he meant by that?
No idea.
No idea. You can't just take a wild guess as to what he means by minor violation of this law?
I also don't care.
Okay. So if your strategy was to come up here and ask about the prompt and then say, I don't care, well, whoop-de-fucking do.
No,
right?
I don't care about this individual
this makes him
thing.
anti-American, right? Him trying to violate the law to instantiate himself as the president, that makes him anti-American, right?
I don't think he was trying to violate the law. I think he was doing everything in his power.
Minor violation?
You don't let me complete sentences. That's very evident by liberals.
What do you think minor violation meant in that context? Do you typically say minorly violate a law that you're going to follow? No, it's not my opinion. That's what Donald Trump's lawyer said.
Do you know what kind of funny games they were playing here in Wisconsin, the Democrats were? What kind of illegal shit they were doing here? Do you care about that?
Holy pivot. Well,
no, that's the crux of this, right? That's where all of this originated from.
That's the crux of what?
Yeah. of what you're
The
talking
crux
about.
actually came from John Eastman and Kenneth Chesborough,
No,
but you don't want to talk
the
about that,
crux
right?
came
That's who
from
actually
ba-
formulated this before, right? That's who
The
formulated
crux
this plan.
came from
You don't want
ballot
to talk about them, though.
The crux came from ballot harvesting, ballot drop boxes, mail-in ballots, ballot harvesting in parks. Let's see here. Zuckerberg had his organization in Green Bay. There was another organization in Milwaukee. They were pulling ballots at 2 a.m. Now, granted, Biden was on all of
Wow.
his ballots, but it's very interesting
Wow.
that Biden got 81 million votes, and Kamala
It's
couldn't
very
even get even
interesting.
close
Yeah.
to that. The most ever.
Wow.
The most
That's
ever
very
ballots
interesting.
ever. Isn't that funny?
Are you going to engage with anything that I said, or are you just going to bring up things that are very interesting?
Oh, this is factual stuff. This is things that happened.
You don't give a fuck about factual stuff. I was giving you factual stuff that the actual president of the United States was
No, you're
trying
just
to do, and you said that
butthurt
you don't care,
that
so you
Trump's
don't give
a
a fuck about
fighter. You're
factual
butthurt
stuff.
that Trump's a fighter. Saw this
No, I'm butthurt that
funny
Donald Trump
shit
tried
that
to
was
buck
going
our
on.
democracy, which you didn't know, you have
democracy.
no idea about, right?
Again, we don't have a democracy. We've been through this.
Do you want to do me a favor, big dog? Do you want to go Google democracy real quick?
No, you can do that. We don't have a democracy. I don't
Okay.
need to
Let's do
Google
it.
that we have a
Let's
democracy
Google
because we
let's
don't
do
have
it.
a democracy.
Oh,
we
we
have a
don't need to Google it
representative, constitutional representative republic.
Democracy definition: a system of government where the power is vested in the people who exercise it either directly or through elected representatives. Wow. So we are a democracy then, right?
We are a form of democracy. We do not have a true democracy.
We are a form of democracy.
constitutional
Okay,
representative
so we
republic.
can stop with the pedantry about we're not a democracy, right? We are a democracy, right? So Donald Trump tried to buck our democratic system, right, by trying to convince the vice president against the law to instantiate himself as the president.
And the
right?
president has that right. He has the freedom of speech.
Okay.
He can request the
president
vice
has the
president to do
right-
anything.
Okay, so you are comfortable with the president literally trying to convince the vice president to unilaterally make him the president. You're comfortable with that?
I am comfortable. Wait, say that again?
You're comfortable with the president of the United States pressuring his vice president to make him the president against the will of the people?
He was trying to make Pence the president?
No, he was trying to pressure Mike Pence to decertify electors to make
Yeah.
Donald Trump the president, despite the fact he lost that election.
Oh, well, maybe he didn't lose it. Maybe all of his ballots in Wisconsin were illegal, which was confirmed by the Supreme Court here.
All of the ballots in Wisconsin were illegal?
Yeah. Ballot drop boxes
Yeah,
aren't legal here, my friend. So any ballot,
Ballot
put in
drop
a ballot
boxes.
drop box. I like how
Can
you
you show-
interrupt
what
me.
was
You
the-
don't
what was
want to
the
hear
case?
this shit.
Well, I want to know what the case you're talking about is. Wisconsin ruled that all of the ballots in 2020 were illegal. I'd
No,
like to see what case ruled
Our
that.
Supreme Court ruled that ballot drop boxes are illegal.
Oh, so that didn't retroactively decertify all of those ballots, right?
None of them should have been counted.
None of them shouldn't be counted. Is that what the court ruling said?
No,
Oh, okay. The court ruling said that all of them should have been counted, right?
because this is after the fact. Biden is now president.
Amazing. Okay, so
No,
none of
not
them, were
amazing.
any of those ballots illegally cast?
Every single one,
Every single one. That's what the court said.
Yep. in a sense.
Okay. In a sense.
Well, right.
Okay, lock in, big dog.
Well, right.
Okay, lock in, big dog.
There goes the warning for talking about fact about the election.
I don't know why you think you can lie to me about this. Like, obviously, you have no fucking idea about anything. I look forward to seeing that video
Look it
either
up.
get posted and see you
Can't
embarrass
post it
yourself,
here.
or see it
TikTok
not get
hates the
posted
truth
and
about
me be able to brag
2020.
about that, because I know you post all your shit.
I post all my shit. I believe the Supreme Court case came out in
I hope it gets
22, 23.
What's up, Ken?
What's up, my
Posted
dog?
on
How
it
you
many
doing?
times. This guy's an
Man,
idiot.
so I'm an independent. I don't necessarily like the left or the right side, but I for surely 100% hate Donald Trump. So I'm trying to
Oh,
understand why people, I'm trying to understand why people would even consider liking him, considering everything that he's being accused of. And then they tend to blame, oh yeah, like, well, Biden did this or Biden did that, like deflecting the blame. Like, dude, no, if we're blaming
Yeah. Can't talk about that one here. You get warnings and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, our Supreme Court did rule that ballot drop boxes were not legal. They're not a legal sense of voting in our state. You can't just put anything in a random box. You have to hand it to a certified elector or magically the mailbox for some reason. But regardless, those are our laws. And that was ruled on by our Supreme Court, I believe in 22, 23-ish, something like that. I was kind of involved, somewhat in the background of that Supreme Court race, know it very well, or Supreme Court case, know it very well, easily look upable. But, this guy will just interrupt and talk over you, and then people will flag you for misinformation and things like that. But regardless, Biden was president, and now we have Trump again. And these guys are so butthurt. Let's see what other fun we can have here on the TikTok machine. Hold on, guys. I just got this on the screen. If you can see it, it says removed from live. You were removed from live due to civic and election integrity. Let's see what the details say. Oh boy. Live access removed. This live violates our community guidelines. Your access to go live across all channels, including multi-guest, will be restored on 6/27 at 12:18 a.m. Oh, great. Live details. Debates with Meg. Okay, yeah. Oh, so I have, because he brought up elections and election misinformation, I get penalized, but not him. So that's TikTok still for you. Their algorithms are still caught up in 2020 for COVID shit and election shit, and they haven't gotten over it, and they haven't fixed it yet. Thanks, Oracle. And when you bring up factual information about, like, say, Wisconsin, which I know a lot about, you often get this. I'm always aware of this. Which is why I let it going down these rabbit holes, which is saying like things like, I don't care, I don't know, I'm trying to steer it into a different direction, but they just want to pick and prod, and then I have to dominate, which I'm fine with because I have like 5 profiles, so what do I really care? Hold on.
Where are you from?
Hey, what's up? I'm from Wisconsin.
What can I do for you today?
Well, I'm just hearing your rant and your raving. I find it interesting that your graphic just has the rainbow flag and not the more commonly adopted pedophilia flag with the triangle on it.
Oh, get the fuck.
Pedophilia flag with the triangle.
Oh,
on
get
it.
the fuck
Get
out
the
of
fuck
here.
out of here.
Why?
We don't support MAPs or WAPs. Absolutely the fuck not. Dead offenders don't reoffend.
Yep. We do not support Shelmos.
I've been muted.
And wasn't C-Ben saying, nobody's saying stuff like that? Well,
Unalived offenders don't reoffend. Absolutely the fuck not.
Yeah, we have the TikTok shop. Yeah.
There was recently an LGBTQA pride parade in the Ukraine, and we love that. South Korea
Well, there's a lot of
and China have also
pedophilia behind the other flag that has overtaken the homosexual rainbow flag. Glommed on all of their hard work for the last, 20, 30 years, and has made a mockery of it all. But apparently we can't bring that up. Can't bring that up. I really don't know what the light blue and the light pink means. I think that's like little girl, little boy. That's just weird. It's really weird that you would want that on your flag. When you're grooming children and having them throw dollar bills at men dressed up as women, at libraries or schools or whatever my friends from Gays Against Groomers post, because they go and hunt these fucking pedos down. But when you bring that up, you get blocked here. You get blocked. Let's go find something else, guys.
I get proven wrong. It's not usually on Trump though.
Hey Axel, what's up?
Hey, Red.
What is up?
Not much. What brings you up here?
Well, Trump's one of the greatest presidents that we've ever had. And you guys just whine and bitch over him constantly. So
That's funny.
here to have a discussion.
So, I'm assuming you still support him, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Why?
Because he's defeating and cleaning up all the bullshit the Democrats have left us over many years as fast as he possibly can.
How long
Has
have you
anyone
been in
been
power?
arrested?
One at a time,
Just
ladies.
Are you okay? I'm sorry. I mean, I know.
Well, you
I
both
don't know.
spoke at
You're
once.
Right, my bad.
He seems a
It's my
little
bad. I'm
emotional
sorry.
tonight, so let's just tread lightly. We don't want to upset him. But anyways, so
Sorry
how
about
long
that.
have Republicans been in power?
Depends on how you define power. They have a slight majority in Congress. Let's see here, razor thin in Senate. Have the presidency a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So, beginning of 2025, y'all got Congress and the Senate.
Somewhat.
Both chambers. Both
Depends
chambers.
on if you
y'all
can
have
defeat a filibuster or not. So a
y'all
lot
have
of
a
variables
majority,
here
though.
how you define
Y'all
power.
have a majority, though, and
Stop
y'all
it.
really haven't
You
had
got mad
any
at me for doing it,
filibusters
Ashley.
alone.
You can. The one up there doesn't know how to shut up.
But anyways, yeah. So y'all been in power about a year and a half now. Trump's only passed one major piece of legislation, and that's the big beautiful bill. And his own supporters are upset over that bill. Why aren't the
They're
Republican
not.
Party doing more for the American people?
Who's upset over it? I haven't heard that. That's your opinion.
His own supporters.
Like who?
His own supporters.
What do you mean by that?
His approval rating is less than 35%. That's how you know.
No, that's not how you know.
Some
What does
even
she?
go
What
as
does the
low as
host mean by that?
31%. That is exactly how
I was
you
asking the
know
host. I wasn't
whether
asking
or
you,
whether or
Colin.
not.
Do you speak
That
for
is
women?
exactly how
Why
you
can't the
know
woman
that's
speak for
exactly-
herself?
whether or
There's a
whether or
housing
not.
bill about to pass.
That's exactly what I mean. His approval rating is below 30%, which is embarrassing for him. I mean,
Not
that's
really.
lower than it was in his first term. Kinda
He's
shows
not.
that
He
his
doesn't
own
have to worry
party's
about
not
being
even
on the
with
ballot
him.
again, is what it means.
On the Senate.
So you're
in the
gonna
Senate-
ignore the crypto legislation and like.
Yeah, I don't see how that helps the American people whatsoever. But anyways, yeah, so his own party's not even with him. I mean, Senate Republicans are, bashing him pretty hard. A few of
Like
them
who?
at least,
You need
which is
money to
pretty
buy
sad that
crypto.
he can't
I
even
get that.
control his own party. in
Who's bashing him?
Congress.
You're saying these very generalities of their fact, but I'm asking you specifics, and you have
I
yet to
believe,
back
like,
any of
4
them up.
United States senators,
Oh, four?
4 United States senators,
4 out of
voted
50 some? Holy
today to
cow.
limit or to
Who?
essentially end the Iranian war.
Mhm.
I don't have the list of their names in front
Oh,
of me because I don't have it memorized.
probably the weak,
But you
squishy
can look
ones.
it up. But you can look them up, and you know it's true because I'm sure you saw the headlines.
I
But anyways,
don't.
those Senate
I didn't.
Republicans as well.
Why am I being
I mean, as
muted?
Congress, I mean, his own party.
Just
he
being
already
muted
has his
over and over.
majority in the House of Representatives. But my whole point was, what has he actually done with his majorities to help the American people? Because it seems like he hasn't done much besides pass one major bill, and that's it.
Yeah, sure. We've ramped up ICE. We're deporting all the illegal aliens. We're doing with Venezuela and Iran. We have Trump accounts. All tax rates are now solidified and lowered thanks to the CCGA. Let's see. We're cleaning up Washington, D.C. Crime is at an all-time low rate. How much more do you want here? You guys seem to have a problem with all of this.
Yeah, so with ICE and immigration, his ICE deportations, right? He said he was going to have mass deportations. Remember when he said that?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
As best as possible.
He's had under 1 million deportations since coming into office, which is actually pretty sad. That's not considered mass deportations. During the 2024 election, he claimed that there were between 10 and 20 million illegal migrants in this country, and also your own party did it as well. So I'm just confused as to how he's had a year and a half in office, and he's only been able to deport a little under 1 million migrants in this country.
Well, do we have any numbers from
Under is
26 yet?
500,000.
Colin, I
It's a
wasn't
little
talking to
over
you.
500,000. Oh, that's cool. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah,
It's a little
you
over
should-
500,000.
No, DHS reported in 2025 750,000 physical deportations and over 2
600,000.
point some
That's
million.
still under 1 million, actually.
Yeah, no, you didn't let me finish my sentence because you guys are good at that. And over 2 million overall
You're the only one whining.
exited the country because you don't want to hear facts. You just want to spew emotional
Well, you're actually
bullshit.
not saying
you keep
facts.
interrupting the host. That's
You
why
didn't
I
really
keep muting
respond to
you.
what I said.
I was,
Um,
but since
once
3 of
again,
you
he
interrupt
said
me, you're
10 to
never
20
going to get a
million.
response.
He said
Well,
10
I
to
mean,
20.
Is there a
Obama
problem with
did,
liberals in speaking in order? Do you guys have a severe mental disorder of allowing people to speak?
know
You just
y'all
love your
love
mute button? Mental disorder? Oh, okay.
I know
Just-
y'all love to go to
I've
that
been
argument. At the end of
disconnected.
the day, the liberals didn't elect a pedophile to the presidency or a two-time impeached president.
Trump's not a
We're actually
pedophile.
smart enough not to do that. We also didn't make promises to the American people that were impossible to keep, like lowering
Just
gas
dump
prices.
the person that knows what they're talking
I mean,
about.
You know, we're smart and we can't control gas prices like that. Neither can the president. But anyways, yeah.
Junior's Men's Mental Health Month. I highly recommend you check in with
We
your
didn't vote for a
therapist.
fucking low gasp.
Oh, honey, calm down. Hi. Welcome up.
Keep muting me because you want an echo chamber.
Yep, that's what
No,
they
I
want is an
actually
echo
don't.
chamber.
Let's see the people that actually want a conversation.
So
I've been trying to.
And
You guys love you. What's up, Axel?
Howdy.
Are you saying that I'm afraid to debate?
Yeah, you drop people once they own you.
I drop people once they own you.
Yep.
Is that true?
It's very true.
When did I do that?
20-ish minutes ago, I was watching a little bit.
Yeah. When I kicked them, what was the reason that I did that, or what did they
I
say
don't-
beforehand that you think I didn't address?
Let's get on something new. I don't want to bring it up.
Okay. You want to walk that back?
No, I just don't want to bring up the topic.
Okay. Why is it? Because you can't defend the topic?
No, because TikTok overlord fascists will ban you over it. And you bait them into that.
I assume the reason that you're saying that I dropped the person, you're talking about that trustee guy, right?
Yeah.
When he said that the vice president can unilaterally choose the winner of the election. Do you think I lost on that point? Do you believe that that's true?
I'm not going to speak on election matters from 2020. The TikTok overlords don't like
No,
it.
it's not about election matters in
It
2020.
is.
I'm asking you about the constitutional principle of that. Do you think that the vice president chooses the
No.
winner of the election?
I just heard you lie a lot about this torture and illegal aliens and stuff like that. You apparently support everybody coming into this
move on to
country.
that. We can move on to that in a second, but I want you to.
I'm not
concede
going to touch election
on
issues.
You
my
lying
friend.
about me in the chat, right? So it's not election issues. This is a constitutional question.
It's
Do you
not.
think
Not
that the
according
vice
to
president can
TikTok
choose the winner of the
AI
election?
that listens to every word that you say.
The TikTok AI is not going to strike you down for talking about the constitutional
Yeah,
ability
they
for the vice
kinda
president
have
to
a
choose the winner
lot.
of the election. No,
Yep.
they kind of won't do that at all because I
Yeah,
kind of
well.
talk about that all the time on this live, and I kind of never get banned. So you'll be
No,
fine.
the
Do
host
you think
doesn't. The
that
guests
vice president,
do.
Is it your belief that the vice president can choose the winner of the election?
I'm not. Again, the guests get strike down, not the host, for some crazy
Yeah, okay.
reason.
So it's hilarious that you accuse me of running. Let's talk about CCOT.
I will send you the clip tomorrow then,
Amazing.
with the screen
Okay,
recordings
what do
and
you think
everything.
that I said wrong? What do you think that I said wrong about what happened in CCOT?
Well, first of all, we're a CCOT.
CCOT is in El Salvador.
Right. So it's not the United States of America.
Correct.
Right. So now you're getting butthurt about like MS-13 members getting
I never
sent
said
to
that it was in the
CCOT.
United States. Didn't I say
Okay.
that the
No,
problem
I'm just
was that we shipped people
framing
to El
the
Salvador
argument.
and ushered them out into the prison cells? It seemed very clear that it wasn't in the United
Why
States.
is that a problem to you? Because they're in our custody. So why wouldn't we put them in their prison cells?
Well, because a lot of these people weren't even from El Salvador. So I don't know why you would deport them to El Salvador. That's the first one. The second one is that we sent them to a prison where we knew that they would be tortured due to previous State Department reports, and that all of these people reported torture, and that it was done without due process. Those are my problems.
So a prisoner, a criminal, is reporting
Mm-hmm.
torture, and you automatically just believe the prisoner. Like,
No,
I've been
literally
tortured.
every single person that we send giving
Mhm.
consistent retellings of specific instances of torture is evidence that they tortured
what?
them, especially when our own the State Department was saying in previous reports that the El Salvadorian prison system is ripe with prisoner abuse.
And how are we defining, what is this torture that's going on in CCOT?
Some people allege being beaten if they didn't get dressed quick enough. There are allegations previously of them zapping wet floors to shock everybody within a cell. There was one guy who alleged sexual abuse by one of the guards.
No, I mean, that SA stuff happens everywhere, I suppose. I mean, you've seen pictures of CCOT, right? It's not a friendly place.
Yep. Absolutely
It's
true.
pretty bad.
That's
I mean,
why,
these guys are
that's why
shoved.
it's really bad that we sent people without due process there.
I think they did receive due process, though.
Okay, why do you think that they received due process? So what due
Absolutely.
process do you think that these people received?
They received the due process that is in place from Bill Clinton in the 90s, and every illegal alien is provided that same due process.
I'm sorry, what due process do you think that these people received?
Well, they see like a deportation or immigration type judge eventually, and
These people did not see an immigration judge.
says who? You?
Says the court case. that I've read that you clearly haven't. But
What
for some
court
reason you
case? I
decided
mean,
to
you're
come up
talking
here
about a
and fact check me.
specific
JGG versus Trump.
example.
JGG versus Trump.
JGG versus Trump.
Versus Trump, yeah, where the Supreme Court literally struck Donald Trump down because he wasn't giving them adequate notice of deportability and he wasn't allowing them to talk to lawyers.
Is that the person's name, or are you abbreviating it?
That was that was an abbreviation of the plaintiff's name. It was a class action.
What's their name?
I don't have it off the top of my head. A lot of them went by pseudonyms.
Isn't that convenient?
Isn't that convenient? Isn't it also convenient that you came up here to fact check me about a case that you've never read, that you have no idea what the fuck about anything? Right? Like, even the thing that you cited, expedited removal under Bill Clinton, is actually due process, but that only applies to people who are either, I think it was, had been here for like, what, like fucking 30 days within a certain mile vicinity of the border, right? This isn't applicable at all. They were deported under the Alien Enemies Act. You just have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And by the way, you said that this was applicable for MS-13, but the only people that were applicable to be deported under the Alien Enemies Act was fucking Tren de Aragua.
A lot of straw man there. Thanks for that.
What's
Never
the straw
said any
man?
of that. You had a lot of straw man there. I never said
Yeah, name
any
one.
of that. All of it. All of it was a straw man. I never said any of that.
What? Name one thing that I strawberried you on.
All of it.
One. Name one claim.
MS-13, Tren de Aragua. Let's see here. Expedited removal.
Wait, you
all of
didn't
that.
say
I
that
never
it was-
said.
you didn't
I
say
never
that
even
we deported a
mentioned
bunch of MS-13
expedited
members?
removal. Why are you interrupting me, my friend?
That's what the Bill Clinton thing in the 90s is. What do you think the Bill Clinton thing in the 90s was?
No, it's encompassing of due process as well.
If you knew what you were talking about, you would understand that the sentence that you just said is incoherent. That literally didn't even mean anything.
Yeah, it does to normal people.
Yeah, give me a breakdown of what you think that sentence meant.
Illegal aliens are provided due process, the same due process that went into law under Bill Clinton in the 90s.
Yeah. The
They're
process
seen
that
an
went into law
immigration
under Bill
judge.
Clinton in the 90s was expedited removal, big dog. That's what all of you people point to, right? But under expedited removal, people still have the ability to talk to lawyers. They still have the ability to file for habeas corpus. They still have the ability to file for asylum. None of these people had that opportunity. They were literally told that they would talk to lawyers and then never got the opportunity to do that. And Donald Trump's own Supreme Court struck them down on that.
On like what? One case?
On not giving them reasonable notice.
So they are provided lawyers then?
No.
If he was struck down.
What?
Yeah, if he struck down on something, not him. His administration has struck down on something.
Yeah, somebody filed on behalf of the person, and the only
Yeah,
reason
one
why there was a
person.
TRO, the only reason why there was a TRO preventing one of the planes from going to CCOT is because the fucking engine broke down and they didn't ship them out fast enough because they were trying to get people
Darn.
to go during the hearing on the TRO.
That's too bad. Sure, he was a bad hombre
Yeah, so do
that
you
you
want to
guys
admit
protect.
that you tried to come up here? Do you want to admit that you tried to come up here to fact check me on a case that you do fuck all about?
Oh, I don't know these individual cases. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm about the principle of
interesting.
deporting illegal
It's
aliens
funny.
out of this country.
It's funny. It's funny. Those are the people we sent to CCOT, and you don't fuck all about it. So do you agree that if it was the case that the Trump administration rounded these people up, didn't allow them to talk to lawyers, and then sent them to a prison in which we knew they would be tortured, to torture them, and then he paid Bukele millions of dollars to hold them there, and the Supreme Court said it was illegal, that's a bad thing that the Trump administration did, right?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, I don't know anything about it.
Why not?
Overall, I don't care.
Why?
Because illegal
you don't care
aliens
about people
could
being tortured?
prevent. No, here, hold up. Illegal aliens could prevent all of this by not crossing our border illegally.
How
They
do you
could come
know
here in
that they
illegal
were illegal
means.
aliens? You didn't give them the ability to challenge the deportation.
Were they American citizens? Can you prove they're
No.
American citizens?
Is it that you're an American citizen or you're an illegal immigrant?
Were they American citizens? Yes or no?
No.
Oh, well, then they're subject
Is
to
it the case that
deportation.
you're is it the case that you're either an illegal immigrant or a U.S. citizen? Is there no in between there?
There's no in between. Or, well, I guess
There's no
you
in
could have
between.
a
So
valid
asylum
visa.
seekers are asylum seekers are illegal alien. People with TPS,
Yeah.
those are illegal aliens to you.
Depends on the administration.
Okay. Can you tell me what TPS stands for?
temporary protective service or status.
Okay, how the fuck does somebody with temporary protected status qualify as an illegal immigrant if they're here legally?
Because it's temporary.
So if somebody has TPS, that assumes that they have the protected status, right?
Assumes. There you go with
Right.
the assumption.
If somebody has temporary protected status, they are temporarily protected, aka they are protected.
Under
when they
Biden
have
and
that
Kamala, they
status.
were protected, but not under
Does
Daddy
Donald Trump
Trump.
not respect TPS? Is that your claim?
I don't respect TPS. I want Trump to deport
not?
all of these idiots because they're not
Why?
citizens.
You want Trump to deport people with TPS? Why?
Because they're not citizens and they didn't come here in a vetting
who gives a fuck?
process. Because they didn't come here under proper vetting process. If they would actually
People
do
with
this the
TPS
correct
come
way,
here under
with a correct
people with
visa.
TPS get vetted, big dog. People
No.
with TPS get vetted, big dog.
Not under Biden, Kamala. They didn't.
yeah,
they were
under-
just
yeah,
allowed
yeah,
to
they did.
flood the border.
They did. You
No,
understand
no,
that
no,
when people
no.
come here, even when they're seeking asylum, they have to pass a credible peer test, right?
Not under Biden, Kamala. They didn't.
Yeah, Hunter Biden and Kamala too. Yeah,
No, they
Kind of the
were
law,
just
right. Biden
pen
and
was
Kamala Harris
signed, they
actually
were let
respected the
in.
law, unlike your fucking loser tyrant that you came up here to cuck
No.
out for, right? They actually
think-
respect the law.
I think they
Right.
let in like
Unlike you,
900,000
right? You don't give a
Venezuelans
fuck
in this
about
country.
the law. You hate this
So
country.
you think
hate
they
this country, right?
You think they vetted 900,000 Venezuelans that were fleeing that shithole? You think that's possible? All 900,000, they just looked into them, each one, all the background checks. That's insane. They didn't. They just waved a pen. They gave them an app, and then they gave them hotels and cell phones
You don't even
and
know
welfare.
what the app did. The app was to schedule asylum court hearings. You don't
Oh,
even know what the
no,
fuck
I know
your,
what the
your
app
own conspiracy
did.
is.
No. The
Why
app
the
gave
fuck
them that
would somebody with
300.
TPS need? Why would somebody with TPS go to an asylum hearing?
I love that app. They gave them 360 days of
Yeah,
protection
you just don't know what the fuck
automatically.
you're talking. You have no idea what you're
No, I
talking
do know
about.
what
You
I'm
hate this
talking about.
country.
That's
It's
why you're
incredibly
interrupting
clear. You
me.
have no idea what you're talking about.
I do. That's why you're
Wait,
interrupting me
okay.
like a fucking little stupid mole. I mean, talk to me like a human being, and maybe we can have a discussion.
Act like a human being. You just said that you don't care about people being tortured. I don't give a fuck about you. I genuinely do not feel anything in
another
my heart
straw
about you because
man.
of how you've been acting about this.
Another straw
No,
man.
wait. When I said that people were being tortured despite their Fifth Amendment due process rights, you said I don't care, right? That is what you said.
Another straw man. Just straw man.
Wait, no. How? What am I
That's your
strawmanning?
game,
What am I
dude.
strawmanning? Did you not say that you don't care? I seem to recall you saying that you don't care.
Just keep straw manning.
What's the straw man?
What you just said, dude.
Okay, did you not say that you don't care about it?
You were losing on Biden's app, and now you've had to straw man.
What did you say?
This is your
What did you
circular
say?
thing.
What am I mischaracterizing?
Oh, now you want to go back in the debate after I've been owning
What am
you
I
on Biden's app
mischaracterizing?
and
What am I
900,000 Venezuelans?
mischaracterizing? What am I mischaracterizing?
You're mischaracterizing the
What am
app
I
and
mischaracterizing?
900,000 Venezuelans that flooded our border, and Biden and Kamala
That's
just
what
said,
you.
"Hey,
That's what
they're
you accused me
fine."
of straw manning. That's what you
No.
just accused me of straw manning.
No,
That doesn't really make
no,
sense.
your straw man was a deflection.
The straw man was a deflection. Can you
Yes.
tell me what a straw man is?
Yeah, it's where you take something I've said and misrepresented it to something that I completely
Whoa,
didn't
okay,
say.
well then what did I misrepresent? What did I misrepresent that you
Is
said?
that I don't care about anybody getting tortured.
Okay, when I said that you didn't care about these people being tortured, was I incorrect when I said that? Or do you care about it?
I'm not going to get involved in your straw man shit.
If just a pro debate tip before I let you go, just screaming straw man like a retard doesn't actually mean that it's a straw man. I just want to let you know
I
that.
thought we were against the R word. I thought we were past that as liberals. Oh, it's the live has ended. The live has ended. We've ended another live. Funny how that works. He's all right. He clearly is a college kid that knows some of these intricacies of these court cases, which obviously who the hell can stay up on all of that? But then when you catch him on like, hey, 900,000 Venezuelans crossed the border, and that app is an interesting thing that Biden and Kamala came up with, that they can just claim asylum magically on an app on a phone that we give them with your tax money. And all of a sudden they have 365 days free to roam this country, and then they don't show up for their asylum hearing. Then he's got to straw man us about how apparently we don't care about anybody getting tortured. And when we call him on that bullshit, he calls us the R word, which is so offensive. And then magically the live ends. The live has ended. Oh, that feels good at the end. I think we're going to cut that one here. I kind of like the time frame we're at. Maybe we'll have a little bit more fun tonight, guys, but why don't we hit that subscribe button, make a like, maybe make a comment, subscribe to follow some more fun debates as we troll the idiot liberals that are apparently never ending on TikTok. But we can't talk about election facts. Ooh, that's bad. You get banned. And we will see you.